issues. Page 109 in grammar. I don't know what's going on with your camera, Lucy. It's so weird. If you click on that video icon, you might be able to select your device on there. Maybe. Hopefully. Lucy, can you at least hear me? Okay, she's working on that. So,
Yes, I can hear you.
okay. Keep trying on your camera. There, as long as you can hear me, that's good. There's an icon at the bottom for your video feed, and then you have a little caret symbol there. You can click on that, and it should open up choices. I don't know why it wouldn't be on though. So, talking about possessive adjectives, you guys are super familiar with adjectives. Those are words that describe a noun or a pronoun. So you're thinking of words to describe, but sometimes it can be an actual person's name or something like that. But when you see an apostrophe S with it, that means it's a possessive adjective. So it says when a noun is followed by apostrophe S, it functions as a possessive adjective and shows ownership. It answers the question whose. So look at the example here. Robin marveled at the stranger's skill. The apostrophe S on strangers right here tells us that the skill belongs to the stranger. So it becomes an adjective. When you see that apostrophe on a noun like stranger, that means it's a possessive adjective. You're going to start marking these with ADJ now for adjective, even though it is also a noun, but it's functioning as an adjective because it has that apostrophe S there. So the noun stranger is followed by an apostrophe S because strangers functions as a possessive adjective. We will call it an adjective, not a noun. Whose skill is it? It's the stranger's skill. Without the apostrophe, the noun would be plural. There are not several strangers, plural. So if I took out that apostrophe, it's strangers, and that means more than one. So that wouldn't make sense. Look for the nouns that show ownership or possession. They will end in an S and answer the question whose. Place an apostrophe before the S to show that the noun is functioning as a possessive adjective. So they're going to do this. They're going to make mistakes on purpose for you to figure out, does it need an apostrophe? Does it not? What is the function of the word? If it's a plural word, no apostrophe. If it's telling whose, you do need an apostrophe. You're going to write ADJ above it. So here's another example. The stranger dodged Robin's blow. So Robin's blow, by the way, the word blow just means like a punch, a kick. I think he has like a staff in his hand, and if he smacks him with it, that's considered a blow. So anything with force, not blow like as in blow out your candle, different kind of blow here. But it belongs to Robin. He's the one that's delivering the blow, whatever that is. So that makes it an adjective, even though it's also a noun, but we're going to label it as an adjective because of the apostrophe S right there. Okay. And then here's some things to think about. It's just saying that many words can be used as different part of speech. However, a word can perform only one part of speech at a time. So the two examples here are what we've been talking about, plural noun versus possessive adjective. So in the plural noun example, it says the foresters mocked Robin. It just is plural, more than one forester, plural S. But look at the possessive adjective, the forester's mockery angered Robin. This time it's functioning as an adjective because it has that apostrophe S and the mockery belongs to the forester. That means just like mocking, like teasing, like provoking, that type of thing. So those are the two differences. It depends on the apostrophe. Okay, let's go ahead and turn to the actual practice page. Um, And let's see, does anybody want to volunteer to read it today? I know that JC, you're always good to volunteer. Maybe Lucy, can you read it this time, please? This is page 111.
Quickly, Robin approached his adversary on the bridge. He dodged the stranger's staff, and then returned the blow to the stranger's head.
Nice. Very good reading, by the way. I like how you paused at bridge. That was a natural pause right there. And it actually does require a period there. So let's just, for the sake of sticking it in there, let's just stick a period after bridge because we have a new subject here to start a new sentence. So the vocabulary is adversary, and that just means your opponent. Whoever's against you, that is your adversary or like an enemy. Somebody that's against you, okay? Adversary. So check that. And then for articles, you can find those by yourself. Go ahead and label those. A, an, and the, any of those in there. It looks like they're all thes this time. Oops, I'm missing one. Oh, here it is. It's an A. Six nouns, JC, where are those six nouns at?
Robin,
Yeah,
adversary,
it is. Yes, that is a noun. Good.
bridge,
Yes,
strangers,
yes. Well, no, actually, because that needs an apostrophe. It's telling whose head it is. So not strangers.
staff,
Staff is one.
head,
Head is one. And one more. It has to do with this article right here. So this article A is telling us that a noun is coming.
blow,
It is blow. And it sounds weird because you think that could be a verb, but the way it is functioning in this sentence, it's actually a thing. Let's go back to that word strangers really quick. Let's put an apostrophe in there because that is like what we just talked about in the lesson. It's called an adjective, a possessive adjective, because it's really telling whose head it is. To the stranger's head. All right. Good. Those are the six nouns. There's a bunch. How about the pronoun? Bryce, where's the pronoun?
He.
Good. He. And then since that was so quick, can you do the adjectives also? What are the adjectives? Those are the ones that are going to describe the nouns.
Is, stranger, and stranger. Or strangers, my bad.
Yep, strangers with the apostrophe. Both of those are adjectives, yes. And there's one more.
Is.
Is good. Adverbs, Grayson, where are the adverbs at?
Okay. Quickly.
Yeah, that's one.
And then.
Did you just say it? Because it is then. So see how we have than here? Remember last week we talked about then and than?
Oh, yeah.
So it shouldn't be than. That's the one that's comparing. This should be then. How do we spell then, Grayson?
THEN.
Yes. And that actually becomes an adverb. That's funny because you were like, and then, like you didn't even realize you were saying it. But then is telling when, and that means it's telling when the verb returned is going to happen, and then returned below. All right. Coordinating conjunction, Lucy, that's the fanboy's word.
And
Yes. I'm going to skip down to the subject verb pairs next because that's going to help us find the rest of the things. So verbs next. JC, where are the verbs at?
Approached.
Okay, good.
Dodged.
Yes.
And then returned.
And then return. Very good. They're all action verbs. So that's it. Those three. Even though it says two subject verb pairs, remember the two always tells how many subjects, but there might be more verbs. So Bryce, what about the subjects? Who's doing these things? There's two of them.
Robin,
Robin approached. Good.
he,
And then he. Good. So he did both dodged and returned. He did both of those things. So good. That's it for the subject verb pairs. How about prepositional phrases? Grayson, you see those?
Approached his adversary.
Approach.
Not it.
That's not it. No, because that's a verb.
On the bridge.
There you go. On the bridge.
And to the stranger said.
There you go. Keep going to the end. Remember, the prepositional phrases start with a preposition and they end on a noun or a pronoun. So you're right. To the stranger's head is the whole prepositional phrase. Now we've got main clauses. Now these main clauses do not, the first one does not include the opener. So Lucy, I'm going to have you do this one. So not quickly, that's the opener, but there's two main clauses. Where are they?
Robin approached the adversary on the bridge.
Yep, that's one. Good.
He dodged the stranger's staff and then returned the blow to his head.
Yes, all the way to the end. Very good. Those are the two main clauses. This comma is kind of messing me up. Is it bothering anybody else? Because it's bothering me. We don't need it there. You guys, they're listing two things that he did. He dodged and returned. Whenever you have two parts of speech that's connecting, you don't need a comma there. So let's remove this comma after staff. That's the comma rule. And then we've got two openers. We already figured out where our sentences go. So let's see. I think it's JC's turn. What are the openers?
Is the first one a subject opener?
It's actually going to be the ly opener.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's ly. So that's actually a number 3. So go ahead and put 3 and put ly adverb here. And then the other sentence starts here. What kind of an opener?
And then this one is a subject opener.
That one. Yes, that one is. Do you remember what number it is?
Is it 1?
It is 1 subject. Very good. All right, capitals, you can do those by yourself. End marks, we already have the one after bridge, so we just need another one here at the end of the sentence, period. The usage error, we already fixed. That was then and then. And then the apostrophe, we already put in right here for stranger's head. We got it. Good job, you guys. So don't forget to read your sentence out loud first before you start working on the list. And jump around on that list if you need to, okay? When you do your homework. All right. Let's put away the grammar and get out your binders. Get out everything you're working on right now for coconut crabs. You guys were working on your first paragraph this week about the body of the coconut crab. And I was able to grade some of your stuff. So just check and make sure that I check for my notes on Google Docs, or I mean in Google Classroom, because I gave you some very specific feedback about your papers. I think they are turning out really, really good. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys really quick is I was behind on my grading a little bit. I got caught up this morning, so maybe you noticed I kind of sent back a bunch of stuff. The papers that you guys wrote about the pictures in the past with like Bora Bora and Dog and Table and all that, I graded those. Some of you did great, and some of you need to go back and fix a few things. So don't forget that the checklist, I keep bringing it up because it is what I use to grade your work. No matter what the assignment is, if it's creative writing with pictures or if it's a report, it doesn't matter. Either way, I'm always using the checklist to grade. So if you're missing anything, if you're missing topic clinchers, if you're missing anything, or if you accidentally use banned words, I'm not going to give you 10 out of 10 for the first try. So you got to check. Did you get 10 out of 10? See my note, you're good. If you got 9 or 8 or 7, got to fix something. So go back on those and look at my notes. Any questions about any of that I just told you? No? Okay. All right. But I have to say, though, I really liked the coconut crab paragraph. You guys did great with that. It flowed really nicely, and you had a lot of great information in there. So one thing on the checklist, actually, let's look at that really quick. The checklist, that's going to be on page 125. There's something really, really important that I need to show you on here because you have the because clause as a dress up right here. Some students are still saying because of. And anytime you put of next to because, it changes it. It's no longer a clause. It becomes a prepositional phrase. It's not a bad thing. You can still use because of if you like using it that way, but you cannot underline it as a clause for your dress up. This has to have a verb with it. So a clause, remember, they always have verbs, the subject verb pair in there. So you have to explain why something is the way it is. So something like coconut crabs are considered cannibals because they eat their own kind. Well, you can't use eat, actually. Oh, no, it is a banned word. So you would have to say they devour their own kind or something like that. But the point is using that word because you're using it to explain why something is the way it is, but don't use of next to it. Okay, make sure you watch out for that. Explaining why with a verb. So, like coconut crabs are considered cannibals because they devour their own kind. That would be a great because clause in there. Your banned words, yeah, if you're talking about what they eat, that's a tough one. It's going to be tempting to use eat or ate. Anybody have any questions about the checklist? Because I really want you to use this. Like every time you go sit down to do your homework and you're writing a paragraph, this, like I said, this is how I grade it. So if you're missing anything, I'm not going to give you a 10 out of 10. The other thing to make sure to include is your topic clincher. That's in each paragraph. So the first sentence and the last sentence of each paragraph needs to have, remember, repeat or reflect 2 or 3 key words. That's the rule. Some students accidentally highlighted like 5 words. The rule says 2 to 3. That's it. And then your report's going to be 2 paragraphs long. You already did paragraph 1 last week, so you're just going to work on paragraph 2 this week. So after you finish paragraph 2, then you can give it a new title. It needs to be something new. Don't call it coconut crabs. Get creative. You can use coconut crabs and another word, but create a new title for your paper. Okay, got through that. let's look at your big white page that you guys worked on last week with Roman numeral 1. This one. Go ahead and open it up. I want you to focus right here on the possible topics. For paragraph 1, pretty much everybody wrote about the body. So we already did that. That's paragraph 1. Now we're going to work on paragraph 2 this week. And you get to decide. You're only going to have 2 choices, though. I don't want you to use habitat, strength, or endangered because there's only one of each of those that talks about that. That's not enough information to gather for a topic. You got to have at least 2 articles that address it. So your choices are going to be either their diet, like what they eat, or their interaction with humans. So everybody can pick which one they want. If you picked diet, go ahead and put a Roman numeral 2 next to that. If you picked humans, put a Roman numeral 2 next to that. So right now in the chat, go ahead and open the chat and type in there what topic you're picking for paragraph 2. It's either going to be diet or humans. Go ahead and just type it in the chat. Okay. Okay, it looks like everybody's picking diet. Okay, cool. That'll work. So go ahead and turn your white page to the back side. Oops, mine has stuff on it. I guess I used my backside here. Hold on a second. Let me get another one. On the back side, you're still going to set up, I got to get mine ready here, but you're going to set up A, B, and C and fused for Roman numeral 2. So you can just turn it over to the back. A, B, C at the top. And this is going to be for Roman numeral 2. Roman numeral 2. And then it's still going to be 1 through 5. Go ahead and write all this down. 4 and 5 are optional. And we're going to put CC, comma, diet. Looks like everybody picked diet. Same for B, Roman numeral 2, CC, diet. And then 1 through 5. And then same for C. I know I'm going kind of fast, but you guys take your time. Make sure you leave yourself plenty of space. Don't scrunch it up too much. At the bottom in the middle, fused outline. Roman numeral 2 again, and this is going to be 1 through, what did we do? 1 through 7. Spread them out. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then under that, just on the fused one, you're going to write clincher. CC, comma, diet, comma, blank. Okay, thumbs up when you got that set up. Okay, good. Good, good. Lucy, I know your camera is not there, but give me either emoji thumbs up or unmute and let me know you're ready. Okay, while she's working on that, go to source text A, which is page 119. And you're going to go to the paragraph that talks about their diet. which is the second one. And on this page here, page 119, it actually, did you guys write strength on that paragraph too? You have both diet and strength on there, or just diet? What do you have, JC, on yours? Next to this paragraph here, or do we have anything here yet?
I only have diet there.
Oh, you just have diet there. Okay, perfect. Okay. So I think what we did last week was kind of identify what all the topics were. So it does mention their strength inside the paragraphs about diet. So I'm okay if you want to combine that in some of your facts that you choose, because the strength has to do with their diet. So you can include that too. That's what I was trying to say. So I'm going to go ahead and read this paragraph. And you guys look for, remember, this is going to be for A, about the diet here on your outline. Your goal is 3 or 4 or 5 facts that stand out to you. So you can work on underlining that while I read it. And then I'll give you time in a minute to put those on your keyword outline. So I'll read, you guys focus on underlining the facts that are either important or interesting to you. It says, as expected, they eat coconuts. How is that possible? The coconut crab's pinchers are similar in power to the biting force of an alligator, a lion, or a tiger. The crab stabs and then husks the coconut, even though it may take hours or days. These crabs also eat fleshy fruits. By the way, fleshy fruits are fruits like cantaloupe or honeydew, or like apples that have like a dense flesh to it on the inside. And then it says, and plant litter. And by the way, plant litter is basically parts of the plant that fall off. So like dead leaves or branches or twigs, things like that that come off of the plant. They eat that too. So it says, being omnivores, they enjoy meat too. Eventually, these crustaceans use their keen sense of smell to detect prey. The crabs will climb trees at night, rob birds' nests, and even devour sleeping victims. Wow, these guys are crazy. On islands with coconut crabs, almost no seabirds exist. They hunt nocturnally and will sometimes find cats and rats, which they drag down into their lair and pick apart. Ooh. Coconut crabs have power. They eat whatever they want. If you ever go to the islands in the Indian and the Pacific Ocean area, watch out for these guys. And don't bring your cat. Anyway, they are powerful, very powerful. We already know they're big. You guys wrote about their bodies, so they're big. They're really big. This is part of what they eat. So hopefully you had a chance to underline a few things in there that stood out to you that were interesting or important. What I want to do is read each paragraph and then give you time to go back and fill in your keyword outline. So that was the paragraph for A, for diet. Now let's look at B. This is source B. It's going to be on page 121. The paragraph about the diet is, again, the second paragraph right here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to read it so you guys can just focus on underlining facts that you think are interesting. You're going to narrow it down when you build your KWO, but for now, you're just going to underline the things that stand out to you as we're reading that are interesting. By the way, this time, as I read, don't underline the same facts you underlined in the first one. So if you already underlined about the fleshy fruits, you're going to see that here. Don't underline it again. Look for different facts this time than what you underlined the first time. The diet of the coconut crabs can includes fleshy fruits, seeds, and plant matter like leaves and the pith of fallen trees. Since they are omnivores, however, these scavengers also eat other organic materials like dead animals. They will consume smaller, younger coconut crabs that have left their shell shelters. By the way, they talked earlier about how they're kind of similar to hermit crabs. They're much bigger than hermit crabs, but hermit crabs do the same thing. They drop off their shell, they shed their shell, and they find a bigger shell. So shell shelters. So they leave those behind, just like the hermit crabs do. Cannibals, that means they eat their own kind, so they are cannibals. In 2017, a giant crab was filmed stalking, crippling, and consuming a seabird. Killers. Because of their acute sense of smell, coconut crabs are also known to pilfer things, that means like steal things, that smell like food, such as dirtied forks. Thieves. Thus, they received the nickname robber, there's more on the back here, crabs. Remarkably, the coconut crab is able to lift up to 30 kilograms, which is the same as 66 pounds, and can take a coconut from the ground, hold it in its claw, climb up a tree, drop the coconut to break it open, and scamper down to access the fruit inside. So they're smart. They sound like they're pretty smart. They know to take it up high and then drop it to open it. It can also clip coconuts from trees if they are not already available on the ground. Alternately, that's a good ly adverb, by the way, the crowd can pierce holes in the coconuts and eat the meat, although it can take several days before the coconut is opened. Coconut crabs are patient and determined omnivores. Interesting stuff, huh? They're pretty powerful creatures, and it sounds like they're pretty smart. I mean, for a crab. So hopefully you had a chance to underline some new facts there about their diet, how they eat. You can include their strength in there, how they do all of this, because they're going to have to use the strength of their claws to break open that coconut. All right. Thumbs up if you guys have been underlining facts in these articles, underlining things that are interesting. Good. I see that. Interesting or important. Last one is Article C. The paragraph about diet is actually the first one in this article. You already did body, that one's down here. So I'm going to read the first paragraph about their diet. You guys focus on underlining interesting and important information. Okay. Coconut crabs scavenge nocturnally, feeding on scraps, dead creatures, and corpses of other crabs. Using their powerful claws to seize, kill, and shred animals such as cats, rats, birds, and turtle hatchlings. They are also active predators, and they are thieves. Due to their excellent ability to detect odors, the crabs will carry objects that smell like food into their burrows. Thus, they are nicknamed robber crabs. Because coconut crabs are omnivorous, they eat plants as well. Biologists think that the consumption of coconuts by coconut crabs began later in these creatures' development. They needed more food, so they acquired an ability to feed on coconuts, which are plentiful in their environment. Okay, so we didn't necessarily learn anything brand new in that. Maybe turtle hatchlings, that was kind of new in this one. But when you guys go to use your information to start building those keyword outlines, make sure you spread out the information where you're not repeating the same stuff in each one. So that's something to keep in mind. Try to keep each keyword outline different facts as much as you can. If some of them are the same, that's okay, but try your best to record different facts in each. All right. Go back to your outline here. And we're going to just start with A. Excuse me. Everybody's writing about diet. So go ahead and go to Article A. Look at some of the things you underlined there in that paragraph about their diet. And I'm just going to give you time now to work on your own during class to get ready for this paragraph. And I'm here if you guys have any questions or need help with anything. But now you're going to take articles A, B, and C and start writing down key words here about different facts that you read about their diet. Okay. So go ahead and work on that, and I'll just be right here if you guys have any questions. Yeah, I'm gonna have you guys start sharing some of the keywords that you're writing down. So I'll start, you guys can keep working. Grayson, what do you have down for some facts about their diet under A?
Under A,
Yeah.
like that they eat coconuts. Their pinchers are the bite force of a lion and an alligator. And like that they can smell and eat sleeping animals.
Okay. Are you doing only 3 words though?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And you can use, you guys know the rules. You can use numbers or symbols or abbreviations for free, but you got to keep it to 3. But those are some good facts. Have you started on B yet? This next one?
Yeah, I've started on it.
Okay, good. You can keep going on that. How about you, Bryce? What are some key words that you wrote down for A?
Crabs will climb trees at night to rob bird nests and devour sleeping victims.
Okay, how did you record that in just 3 words though?
Um, I did climb tree. I didn't write down tree, but nests and just devour. I can probably remember most of it.
You could draw a tree. Is that what you did? Or did you use the word
Yeah, I
tree?
did.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Devour. That was good. So you don't use eat. Um, and then how about another 3 words? What other fact did you get?
The first one, as expected, they eat coconuts and them husking the coconuts as well. Like how they stab and husk the coconut.
Okay. So you're finding a way to record that just in 3 words though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, those are good facts. Have you started B yet?
Yeah, I'm starting on it now.
Starting on it now. Okay, that's good. Keep going on that. Good job. How about you, JC? What are some key facts or, I mean, keywords that you have here for A?
I put CC for coconut crab, pinchers, alligator with like the mouth symbol. And
Okay.
then for number 2, I put eat fleshy fruits, plant litter. And then for number 3, I put CC, use smell, detect prey. And then for number 4, I used hunt animals nocturnally.
Nice. I like that. Very good. And you already know eat is a banned word, so watch out for that when you go to write your paragraph. It's okay to have it on your outline, though. That sounds good. Good job, JC. And then Lucy, are you there? If you're there, go ahead and unmute for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have keywords here for A?
Some.
Okay, what do you have so far?
I have that their jaw force. Wait, let me see. I have their jaw force is as big as like an alligator.
Okay, and you used only 3 words for that?
Yeah. And symbol.
And a symbol, that's good. Okay. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I also have. Let's, I also have that. I was writing something down, but then I forgot what I was writing halfway through when I was writing it.
That's okay. That happens sometimes. That's why we underline. So if you have it underlined, that might help you to find it again on source A. But it sounds like you're on the right track though. So just remember just 3 key words to identify the fact, but you can draw little pictures if you need to. Um, So I'm going to give you guys another couple of minutes before we look at the checklist one more time. So I'll give you about 2 more minutes to finish up what you're working on. So go ahead and do that. Keep going. If you're on B, go ahead and start writing down those facts because this is part of your homework. So if you can get more done in class, it's less to do later. Did you already finish it, JC? Oh, you did? And the fused and everything? You can start working on the fused. If you want to choose, like, remember, don't choose 2 of the same. Try to pick different ones from each and start filling in the fused. That's good. Oh, I see your note now. I missed it earlier. I just now saw it. Grayson, did you finish those outlines or are you still working on it?
I finished them.
You did A, B, and C? Okay, and have you started working on your fused outline? Did you do the fused one too?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And you're set. Okay, so everybody just finish the word you're working on right now. And let's just do a quick review on how to use the fused. When you build your fused outline, we did leave a blank here. So this would be a good spot to put a word that kind of summarizes their diet. Did anyone think of a word they could put here? Does anybody have any ideas on how you could summarize their diet? What kind of things they eat in a word? I think I came across a word that would work right here about what they eat. It's a scientific word. Anybody remember? Okay, I'll give you another clue. What's the word when an animal eats both plants and animals? JC?
An omnivore?
Yes, so you could use omnivore here. That they're another way they say it is omnivorous. That basically means they're omnivores, unless you have it somewhere else down here in a keyword. But that's a possibility to use as another word here to describe their diet. And then when you're filling these out, 1 through 7, try to make sure if you use more than one fact about something to put them together. Like if one of the facts is if you chose how they go up a coconut tree and cut down a coconut, and or they snip it with their claws and it falls. If you're using that as one of your facts about their diet, make sure right under that you're talking about how they eat the flesh of the coconuts. So you're gonna make sure to keep those together because you want this information to flow. So make sure if it's talking about like robbing the bird's nest and eating those types of meats, cats, rats, keep all the stuff about the meat in one, like in order. And then the plant and the fruit stuff in a different part of 1 through 7. Hopefully that makes sense because you want to make sure it flows. Okay. Now, 7 means you're going to have 8 sentences total because Roman numeral 2 is a sentence. So that makes plus 7, that makes 8. But as you're doing this paragraph and you're looking for your openers or your dress ups and you can't find a good spot and you need to add an extra sentence, that's okay with me. You can if you need to. So let's look really quick at the checklist. Page 125. I know we already looked at this, but just another reminder. After you finish the second paragraph this week, you will give it a title. And you're going to add that second paragraph to the first paragraph. The easiest way to do that on Google Docs is to make a copy of your doc and rename it. And then you're going to just keep going on the same doc. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, let me know about that. So you're going to make a title. And you got to remember the topic clenchers. That's going to be on both paragraphs. It's only 2 to 3 words highlighted in the first and last sentences of each paragraph. And then you've got your dress ups here. Like I said earlier, don't use because of. Think of a way to explain why something is the way it is for because. And a strong verb basically is any action. So climbing, like talking about how it climbs the coconut tree. It's stabbing with its claws, it's stealing, it's, there's a lot of great strong verbs. You're going to have a lot to choose from. Basically an action word, okay? And then your quality adjective is going to be something to describe that, like a juicy fruit or the power of his claws is, powerful claws. That would be a good adjective to describe. And then, of course, your Asia words, when, while, where, as, is, since, if, although, one of those words in a sentence. All right, you guys. So your homework this week is to finish up A, B, and C and fused, taking some from each to build it here. Use your fused to write your second paragraph and your checklist. You guys have any questions about the homework today? All right. Or this week, I mean. Good job, everybody. I will see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.